Would you look at that? Look who finally got around to grind some Cadrys, to give it that standard 5 hours for the money per hour and Agris Efficiency. I take it you're here because you want to know exactly how broken Cadrys can be. Spoiler, it is really profitable, really recommendable, and a very interesting topic of discussion. And maybe stick around until the end, there's a small surprise for at least a couple of people if you make it all the way there. That being said, let's take a look at how Cadrys used to look like, just because that's tradition, and let's just say it wasn't super profitable, but before the trash was reworked, this was kind of the situation with this place. For the sake of it, around 100-ish million silver per hour is what I was averaging before they changed the trash, maybe around 7,000 trash per hour, but meh, who really cares? These days this place is worth like 3 times this amount. So if I fast forward to today, now I play Corsair Succession with this gear on the screen, which literally just translates to me one-shotting all of the monsters, and I have maxed out tier 4 pets just so I can get as much loot as possible. In terms of how I grinded this place, there used to be a method in the past where you would swap servers every 15 minutes, or these days every 10 minutes, to hunt violence over and over and have as many of those as possible in your 1 hour grinding session, and that used to be extremely profitable. I will say, I tried to test Cadrys in the past months ago before the trash was reworked, and it just turned out to be one of those failure projects that never became a video, and just from that experience I can tell you, these days, with the trash being so expensive, it's not exactly worth it, in my opinion. What I did was a single rotation grind, and at the beginning of every 1 hour session, I would just do a circle of the entire place and kill the 7 violence in just one server, and then proceed to kill normal monsters for the rest of the hour. The trash is just simply too expensive to bother swapping channels and just having so much dead time, in my opinion. I suppose, just for the fun of it, I could tell you, I did have one session back then where I tried to go for a very wonky grinding hour. After the loot scrolls were changed where you could actually pause them and turn them back on, I tried to abuse this method to literally hunt nothing but violence with the loot scroll turned on for like 5 minutes. Then after I would kill all 7 violence, I would stop in one place, turn off the loot scroll, go and melt the weapons, back when those used to drop instead of the Rosar boxes, and when I was done melting all of those, or when the channel cooldown was up after those 10 minutes, I would swap servers, kill again 7 violence with the loot scroll turned on, then again turn it off, melt the weapons, and basically I did that over and over until I burned exactly 1 hour of loot scroll. And in my brain I was like, wow, this must be so profitable, this must be such a genius method to just literally abuse the loot scroll cooldown and the violence, but it turned out to be extremely bad. I never made the money per hour from it, but you can just look at this inventory and judge it for yourself. It's just not good. The trash is really low, it's not even 10,000, I believe it was blue plus Agris, and just all of the other items not worth it. So don't try it. In terms of other notable things, Afuarus, I only spawned 2 of those in 5 hours, so it either is extremely bad spawn rate for those compared to the rest of Valencia, or my RNG was just poop. Other than that, the Blackstone pouches that they added later, I also only dropped 2 of those in my 5 hours, so again, either bad spawn rate or my RNG is just poopies, and yeah, let's move into the money per hour spreadsheet. At this point, I believe most people know exactly how to read this, so I shouldn't really have to explain it, but long story short, the picture, my 5 hour session with the scrolls and the black magic crystals stored in the marketplace, that's why they are overstacked, a ton of trash because I did all of my hours on blue plus Agris, just because it's really efficient, the trash per hour breakdown, the violence that I killed, I did drop those 2 pouches in the 1st and the 3rd hour, if it's relevant, maybe on the 6th hour I could get another pouch. The Calpheon's really bad drop rate in my opinion, it averaged at 13 or let's say 15 if you add the dust as well, so 15 Calpheon's per hour. BMCs were actually a bit higher than I expected. I thought most of Valencia will average at 3 black magic crystals per hour, but for this place it was almost 5 black magic crystals on average, probably around 4 if I have more hours, and the Agris that I burned, around 23 to 24,000 points per hour, around around 96 to 97% efficiency on the pets. I tried to do what I did for Fogans, if you remember that video, where I would purposely grind just a bit slower than usual to give my pets time to loot everything from the ground, so I'd waste essentially less points for the same result. I averaged 13.6 thousand trash on blue plus Agris. This could be around 14,000 if you don't waste the time to go for these 7 violence, around 9.1 thousand on yellow loot scroll, so you know, these are the numbers you're kind of looking for. And what else would be worth pointing out for people? Blackstones. People I guess still care about Blackstones these days, I personally don't. Around 110 average per hour. Scrolls around 13 average per hour. You can examine the rest, I suppose, no need to point them out. These in darker green are taxed, assuming you sell them to the marketplace. Those in lighter green are not taxed, blah blah blah. And we have 340 million silver per hour average with my blue plus Agris, or around 270 or if you just use the yellow loot scroll. I would say just go for blue plus Agris if you have the points, because it's just extremely efficient. In terms of Agris, you've already seen most of the story. These are just the charts with all of the Valencia areas, so you can compare them to each other. Today's entry would be this one, the Cadrys slow session, with, again, I tried to give my pets more time to loot from the ground and burn less points per hour, and the important number would be this one, the Agris per 100 million silver. Essentially, the lower this number is, the more efficient an area is, and yeah, as you can see for yourself, at the very least, this new Cadrys entry loots more and is just a little bit more efficient. Fogans, Centaurs and Bashims are still better if you're looking for the absolute best Agris efficiency in Valencia, but Cadrys is really not that far behind. It's honestly very recommendable, especially considering how far into the desert Fogans is, if you were looking to go there instead. And yeah, that's Cadrys. We are done. Conclusion, this place is extremely profitable, 350 million silver per hour if you have Agris to burn here. It's extremely efficient in terms of Agris points. Just try to grind a bit slower than usual to give your pets time to loot from the ground and not waste the points for nothing. And don't focus too much on violence, maybe kill the 7 ones in your server and then just focus on the regular monsters, because that trash is just way too expensive to waste time on swapping servers. And I will leave it at that. Now for a surprise at the end of the video, let's just say Duo is a little bit late on this. I got 2 codes to give away from PA for the winter costume, and they are expiring very soon, so this time I'm only giving you 12 hours to take part in this, and let's just do it the standard method, just like I did last time through the comment section. The rules are very simple. Just hashtag New Year in your comment to take part, otherwise the algorithm is just simply gonna ignore you, and follow up that hashtag with, let's say, what was your best moment of 2021 in Black Desert? It will be actually a very interesting read for myself, very curious what people actually experienced. What was your most memorable thing that you will look back on in 2021? It could be enhancing, it could be something unique you did with your friends or your guildies. Just what stands out the most from 2021 Black Desert related for you? The 2 winners will be selected completely at random, so don't worry about that. Just remember, 12 hours only to take part in this, otherwise the codes will expire if I give you any more time. May the luck ever be in your favor, hopefully you win. I look forward to seeing all of the answers. I will reach out to the winners, so make sure to check back on your comments to see if you actually won, and I will feature, let's say, the top 10 favorite answers next time for those who didn't win. So hey, give it your best. That being said, thanks for watching, I will see you next time. I'm not gonna take any more of your time. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and bye bye.